They have good knowledge of the revealed scriptures.
Yes.
They
They can preach. They can convince anybody about the conclusions of Shastras. Then the first class. They don't have only good knowledge, but they're also, they're practicing it. And second class devotees.
They have great faith, but they can't convince others.
They have great faith, but they cannot convince. Their faith is on second, but they may not convince others with the conclusions of Shastras, with the reference of Shastras. And third class devotees. Uh-huh.
They want to change their mindset, they can change.
Very little.
Change by other arguments. If somebody says,
But they have hardly any faith. They have very little faith. Third class devotees, very little faith. That could be changed by anyone. So the third class devotees are again categorized in the 4 different sections. What are they?
distrust.
Yes, this way, Manas will like to say something.
One is come for Lord for economic development,
Hmm.
and comfort for distress, and one who is intelligent.
Yes. Inquisitive, those who are inquisitive, those who are
Wise.
wise, those who are
Distrust.
distressed, and those who are
Need of money.
in need of money. So going from down, distressed, those who are in need of money, then those who are inquisitive, at the end, those who are wise. So these are the 4 type of people. They come to Krishna consciousness in the beginning. And who amongst them, all those 4 who are the best people? Those who are wise. Wise means what? Wise means, what does it mean? Wise.
They
Yes.
realize the duality of this material nature, and they know that this material world will not give them happiness.
Yes. They're quite aware of the simple fundamental truths of this universe. Like we are soul, we are not this body. They are aware of it. And also they are having good knowledge about how this material world works. They have enough knowledge about that. So they are actually wise people. And they are best amongst those all 4 types of third class devotees. So 4 classes of third class devotees. The first class is those who are wise. Isn't it? So next we shall proceed ahead from Lord Krishna, however, right? Can someone read?
Lord Krishna has already explained in the Gita that out of these 4 types of neophytes, the one who is wise is very dear to him, because a wise man, if he is attached to Krishna, is not seeking an exchange of material benefit. A wise man who becomes attached to Krishna does not want to any return from him, either in the form of revealing distress or in gaining money. This means from the very beginning, this basic principle of attachment to Krishna is more or less love. Furthermore, due to his wisdom and the study of Shastra or scriptures, he can understand also that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Nice, thank you. So among all the 4, Krishna is telling that wise people are very dear to Krishna because they are well aware of the facts. That's why they hardly have any ulterior desires to gain from Krishna's worship and devotion service to Krishna. So this is the actually platform of love. Means You serve someone without having any expectation. Even though there is no reciprocation, still the service continues on. Means there is a fragment of love there. There is some little fraction of love. That's why. For other three types of people, they are not so dear. Why? Because when they get their things, they simply leave Krishna consciousness. There are a lot of problem they come in Krishna consciousness, and when the troubles goes away, then they take a chance of, okay, the problem is gone. So we discussed that art of mind control. The mind is now okay. Then let's live Krishna consciousness and go. They get money and they go. They get little knowledge and they become proud of it and they go away from Krishna consciousness. But only wise people, they cannot go. Wise people cannot leave Krishna. Wise people are very much attached to Krishna, almost on the level of love. So even though they may not be pure devotees, but still they are very much advanced than all three types of people. Next.
It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita after many births, when one becomes actually wise, he surrenders unto Vasudeva, knowing perfectly well that Krishna, Vasudeva, is the origin and cause of all causes. Therefore, he sticks to the lotus feet of Krishna and gradually develops love for him. Although such a wise man is very dear to Krishna, the others are also accepted as very magnanimous. Because even though they are distressed or in need of money, they have come to Krishna for satisfaction. Thus, they are accepted as individual, broad-minded Mahatmas.
Krishna is telling them, the broad-minded Mahatma. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritano arjuna. Arthavarthartha jigyasu jnani cha bhartar sabha. The Lord is telling that they are magnanimous people. Lord is giving so much credit to them also. Still, those who are wise, who has become wise after many births of practice, they are the best. Bahunam janmanam ante ज्ञानवान मान जो ज्ञानवान है, थोड़ा उसका नॉलेज खुल गया है, वो भगवान को सरेंडर कर पाते हैं, लेकिन अन्यथा बहुत मुश्किल है उनको सरेंडर करना. We can surrender to illusory energy, but we may not able to surrender to Krishna, who is actually maintaining the illusory energy also. Illusory energy is maintaining everyone. Every living body is maintained by illusory energy, and Krishna is maintaining illusory energy. But living in it is so much conditioned by illusory energy that he thinks that I have no connection with Krishna. And in this way, he is actually being beaten up by illusory energy. And still he go and take shelter of illusory energy only. Yes, this is their addiction of living entities in this world. Yes, isn't it? Mother is telling, go to Papa. But still the child will go to mother and mother will beat. Bang, bang. Still, mother will say, go to Papa. But still he will go to mother and mother will go and beat. So have you seen this? Like this, children? Because they are addicted to illusory energy. Koto nidra jao maya. Pishachere kole. So we have very much deep, addiction with illusory energy. But those great wise people, those who have understood that this illusory energy not my ultimate shelter, so they go to Supreme Father, and they are very attached to him. So they are very dear to Krishna. Yes, those were Jnanis. So next.
Without being elevated to the position of a Jnani or wise man, one cannot stick to the principle of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The less intelligent, or those whose intelligence has been taken away by the spell of Maya, are attached to different demigods on account of the influence of the modes of nature. The wise man is he who has thoroughly understood that he is spirit soul and not simply a body. Because he realizes that he is spirit and Krishna is the supreme spirit, he knows that his intimate relationship should be with Krishna, not with his body. The distress and the man in want of money are in the material concept of life. Because distress and need of money are both in relationship with his body. One who is inquisitive may be a little above the distress and the man in need of money, but still he is on the material platform. But a wise man who seeks Krishna knows perfectly well that he is spirit soul or Brahman, and that Krishna is the supreme spirit soul or Parabrahman. He knows that the spirit soul, being subordinate and finite, should always dovetail himself with the infinite and supreme soul, Krishna. That is the relationship of the wise man with Krishna.
Yes, very clear. No, this is what we have discussed. So even the inquisitive are little better than those who are distressed and those who want money, but wise men are best. क्योंकि उनको पता है कि वह कौन है, भगवान कौन है, और उनका भगवान के साथ क्या रिलेशनशिप है उन्हें अच्छी तरीके से पता है कि नहीं. So in this way, they are able to surrender to Krishna. And those who are not, no one is there.
Like.
So, yes. Next. Like to read? Okay, I'll read. It can be calculated that a person who is freed from bodily concept of life is an eligible candidate for pure devotional service. It is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita that after Brahman realization, when one is freed from material anxieties and can see every divinity on an equal level, he is eligible to enter into devotional service. So, जब तक कोई वाइज नहीं बन जाता तब तक डिवोशनल सर्विस चालू नहीं होती. Very difficult for him. So, how to become wise? कैसे बुद्धिमान बन जाए? Anybody know how to become wise? कोई जानता?
By telling ourselves to defeat Lord.
That's the subsequent action of after becoming wise. How to become wise?
By following people who are wise.
Very simple. Yes, by following people, those are wise. But who are the wise people? Yes, Prabhu.
Acquiring the scriptures.
Yes, reading scriptures. Reading scriptures. So, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, one become wise. Reading Srila Prabhupada books, one become wise. And there is also a proverb: early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And have you heard this proverb? Since childhood we are, but still we become most foolish. कैसे वाइज बनना है? शास्त्र से पहले ही हमें बताया, जल्दी सोना है, जल्दी उठना है, लेकिन still we remain foolish. Anyway, so as stated before, there are three kinds of happiness: material, spiritual, and devotional. Devotional service and happiness due to its execution are not possible as long as one is materially affected. If someone has a desire for material enjoyment or for becoming one with the Supreme, these are both considered material concepts. So people are not happy. Why? Because they have material desires, isn't it? But we say, Prabhuji, material desire is the only thing to be hankered for. How you can say? Yes. Prahlad Maharaj says, as soon as you desire anything material to have a possession with, immediately your journey, the voyage of material suffering starts. As soon as you desire that, I am lacking with this, I should have this. Prahlad Maharaj said it. And this is the fact. Because as soon as you think that this is not there with me, what starts? Hankering starts. This is suffering. Hankering is what? Suffering. Then, suppose you get it, then it will remain for some time. And after that, you lose it. Then the what starts? Lamentation starts. And even though you get it, as soon as you get the material things for what you were hankering, it will give you very little maja. I mean, that is for maja for getting something new. Any material things, when it is new, it gives you a type of push. Yes, I got something. No, I got really something very tangible. But it doesn't remain any more tangible in your mental consciousness. It goes for some years, maybe some days, right? People, they get new laptop, and for 1 and 2 days they go into seclusion with the laptop. Nibrit seva. Have you seen Nibrit seva? You call people, Prabhuji, come for mantra meditation. Prabhu, today I have got new laptop, so I can't come. Like that they say. So, and after that, 1 month over, then they're okay with this. Okay, everything is normal. Everything material have this same nature. And people, they keep suffering like this. Then because they're accustomed to get pleasure from material things, then they start searching for something else. Okay, if I will get this, then I will be happy. So like this, living entities are always into this suffering condition. Because they are thinking that the enjoyment is something from acquiring something material. These are both, as well as in liberation also the same thing. So these are both considered material concepts because the impersonalists cannot appreciate the spiritual happiness of association and the exchange of loving affairs with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The ultimate goal is to become one with the Lord. This concept is simply an extension of material idea. In the material world, everyone is trying to be the topmost head man among all his fellow men or neighbors, either communally, socially, or nationally. Everyone is competing to be greater than all others in the material concept of life. This greatness can be extended to the unlimited, so that one actually wants to become one with the greatest of all, the Supreme Lord. This is also material concept, although maybe a little more advanced. However, can someone read from it?
However, the perfect spiritual concept of life is complete knowledge of one's constitutional position, in which one knows enough to dovetail himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. One must know that he is finite and that the Lord is infinite. Thus, it is not possible to actually become one with the Lord, even if one aspires for this. It is simply not possible. Therefore, anyone who has any desire or aspiration for satisfying his senses by becoming more and more important, either in the material sense or in the spiritual sense, cannot actually relish the really sweet taste of devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami has therefore compared possessing these bhukti, material, and mukti, liberation desires, with being influenced by the black art of a witch. In both cases, one is in trouble. Bhukti means material enjoyment, and mukti means to become freed from material anxiety and to become one with the Lord. These desires are compared to being haunted by ghosts and witches, because while these aspirations for material enjoyment or spiritual oneness with the Supreme remain, no one can relish the actual transcendental taste of devotional service.
Yes. So डिवोशन सर्विस का जो टेस्ट है वो तब तक नहीं आता जब तक ये दोनों चीज रहते हैं. दोनों पिशाची, दो पिशाच हैं. क्या है? भक्ति का पिशाच और मुक्ति का पिशाच. भक्ति मतलब sense gratification. Sense gratification means material, what's called material gratification. Everything starting from mind, then hearing, nose, eyes, and everything. So this is one pishach. Another pishach is mukti, or Srila Rupa Goswami tells that ultimately becoming God, or trying to become important person in the society. Ultimately, God is the most important person, so person want to become God also. Even in devotional service also, we find that people have this. I want to become worshipped. I want to become prestigious. मेरा कुछ औकात है. So this, if this feeling is there, pratishtha, this is called pratishtha. So he cannot relish Krishna consciousness. He cannot relish Krishna. Pratishtha. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said it is vishtha. It is a stool of the hog. It's the stool of the hog. If somebody is hankering for that pratishtha, then he cannot relish Krishna consciousness, the service, the rasa of doing devotional service, आनंद जो है भक्ति में, उसका आस्वादन नहीं कर पाते हैं. Those who are actually into bhakti and mukti, because these things dampens the devotional fervor of the living entity, or the real constitutional position of the living entity is not this. Bhakti means immediately senses are outwardly attracted, है कि नहीं? So eyes want to see something, and ears want to hear something, nose want to smell something, jiva want to. So these are actually senses belongs to Krishna, but living entity out of this Maya thinks that this senses belongs to whom? To me, and should be used in my gratification. Yeah, probably how can you say that this senses belongs to Krishna? Is it logical? This senses belongs to me, isn't it? हम हैं ये तो अभी आपको तो क्या belong? ये कुछ भी नहीं belong करता है हमसे. We didn't come with this body. In fact, still whatever senses we do have, everything is being controlled by other separate demigods. Like eyes are under subjugation of sun god. Can there is any use of this eye without sun? So eye is being controlled by sun god. Ears are being dictated by Dikpalas. Then Jiva is being dictated by Varuna Devata. Nose by Ashwini Kumaras. And Natacha is being dictated by Vayudeva. So these 5 knowledge acquiring senses are being dictated by 5 devatas, and those devatas are in turn being controlled by Krishna. So for the functionalities also, it fully dependent upon Supreme God. But when the senses are utilized for our own gratification, it doesn't give any, either it gives more suffering for the person who is trying to do it, as well as it blocks the whole devotional rasa, right? So 2 rasas, bhukti rasa and bhakti rasa is 2 different things. It's like diesel and water never mixes, right? Can you mix some little diesel and drink water and you relish the taste of water? एक भी अगर बूंद अगर डीजल का गिर गया, डीजल मीन्स whatever, केरोसिन सस्ता है, तो केरोसिन में डाल के क्या उस पानी का रिलीज कर पाएंगे? That's how we want to relish Krishna consciousness, because we are trying to do both things, 2 ways. So mukti भी चलेगा, bhakti भी चलेगा, so we come to that. And similarly, mukti is also another extended type of bhakti only. So this is the last paragraph I'll read. Then next.
A pure devotee never cares for liberation. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed to Krishna, "My dear son of Nanda, I don't want any material happiness in the shape of many followers, nor immense opulence and wealth, nor any beautiful wife, nor do I want cessation from material existence. I may take birth many times, one after another, but what I pray from you is that My devotion unto you will always remain unfailing.
Unflinching. So pure devotees' prayers are like that. Nadanam nadanam nashindarim kavitam va jagadish kamaye mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhakti ahituki. So let my service become ahituki. Oh my Lord, I don't want these all these things. No. Nadanam nadanam nashindarim. So for what purpose I don't want this? For my own gratification. Yes. I just want pure devotion service unto your lotus feet. And nothing else do I want. Yes. So any question thereof? Very difficult, right? Pure devotion service. Yeah, sometimes people they start while chanting Shikshashtakam, they mute on the Sundari movie. Rather than mute the whole third verse of Shikshashtakam. They want to speak it. Huh? This is the fourth word. Okay, fourth one. Okay. So little time is there. Yes, Prakash.